Hey there, this is Walk with Him. I'm so glad that you decided to join us today. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in some time. We're going to have a two-part daily devotional. Today we're just going to look at a first thought, and tomorrow we'll pick up the second. You know, when you come to Mark chapter number 6, Christ has already fed the 5,000, if you would, with the loaves of the bread and the few fishes from the lad. But when you come to chapter number 6, it's interesting to see what He does to the disciples. I want you to notice this verse and listen carefully where Christ sends the disciples. Mark chapter 6, verse number 45 says this, "And straightway He constrained His disciples to get into the ship, and to go to the other side before unto Bethsaida, while He sent away the people. And when He had sent them away, and He departed into a mountain to pray. And when even was come, the ship was in the midst of the sea, and He alone in the land." Notice this, the Bible says that He sent them into the sea. He also sent them to the other side. Christ told the disciples, listen, I'm going to stay back. I'm going to pray a while. I'm going to deal with the people, love on them some more, send them away. You go ahead to the other side. I'll catch up with you. But when Christ sent them away, He sent them not only to the other side, but He sent them into a storm. Now we have to understand that Christ knows all things. This is a fact. If that's true, then Christ knew they were going to be going into a storm. While Christ was alone on the mountaintop, the disciples were in the midst of the storm, and get this, they were sent there by Christ. Here's a point I want us all to consider. Sometimes we're in the middle of trials, we're in the middle of difficulties, and you know what? Sometimes the Lord is the one who sent us there. The Lord is the one who put us there. The Bible says the trying of our faith worketh patience. Something else that always comes out in the midst of trials and tribulations, and that's we call unto the Lord. Sometimes we're in a mess and it's our own fault. Sometimes we're in a mess because an enemy is attacking us. But sometimes we're in difficult situations because the Lord put us there. And He does that intentionally to build our faith. Don't always despise the day of trial. Somebody taught me this one time. When you're in the day of trial or in the day of adversity, learn to ask this question. Lord, what is it you have for me to learn during this season? God never wastes a trial. God never wastes a tribulation. He always seeks to do something in our heart in the midst of it. Whether it's to teach us, whether it's to strengthen our faith, maybe it's to draw closer to Him. But sometimes trials come from the Lord. He sent them into that. But now the good news that we'll see tomorrow is that this, when He sends us into it, He is always there to rescue us out of it. So if you're in the midst of a trial today, if you're struggling, stop and consider, maybe the Lord has prepared this to teach me something. Ask Him, Lord, what do you have for me in the middle of this storm? I'm sure that He'll answer the question if it's something that He sent you into the midst of. Well, I hope that you'll join us tomorrow when we learn what to do in the midst of the storm that Christ sent us into.